Hello and welcome to the Northwest Connection podcast. My name's Louise.
And my name's Trelfy.
And today we are joined by Sweet Honey.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Would you like to start by introducing yourselves? I want to get to know you all.
I'll go first. So my name's Reese, my stage name's Gun, and I'm the lead guitarist in the band.
Oh, this is the first time we've had a stage name.
Yeah.
Hi, Gun.
I'm James, my stage name's Knox, and I'm the drummer and backing vocalist, as well as you, but you forgot to say that.
Yeah, I do backing vocals as well.
My name's Christian, my stage name's Christian, and I'm the bass player.
Alright, my name's Oliver, my stage name is Ozzy J, and I'm the other guitarist in the band. Reese and I kind of share, lead roles in various songs.
Yeah, you forgot to say that as well.
Yeah, not good stuff.
And I'm Ellie. Yeah, stage name Ellie. And I'm the lead singer.
Amazing. So to start off, can we talk about the stage names? How did that come about? How did we think of them?
I don't even know this, actually.
So I'll go first with mine. So I was on holiday with my uncle and my dad, and they were like, "You need a stage name." I would not stop going on about it for about 5 days straight on this holiday. They were just coming up with random names, and for some reason that stuck.
So who came up with Gun?
I think it was my uncle.
Your uncle.
Like, not even a blood uncle, like it's like my dad's mate, but I called him Uncle Brillo on the holiday.
What were the
I
other
think he come up
suggestions?
with- I can't remember as well. I don't want to remember the others. If you think that's the best one, the other ones were like a bit questionable. But yeah, it stuck, and then my mate's granddad started calling it me, so it just stuck.
So does everyone call you Gun?
Yeah, it started. Yeah.
All your mates and everything, everyone calls you Gun?
More just people like who knew I gigged and that.
Oh, nice.
So it just stuck, and I was like, I'll roll with it.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, mine's not as interesting as that. The reason I call myself Knox is because it's Latin for night, and I just think of night as dark, and I always wear very dark clothing. And
Except for today.
Well, yeah.
I was about to say!
Yeah, funnily enough, this is all I had.
Okay.
But like on stage, I only wear like black, so it kind of just stuck. So yeah, I didn't have an uncle call me Knox or anything.
It's got more meaning, I will say. It's got more meaning behind
Yeah,
it.
I thought of it.
Sorry, Gun.
Yeah, you've got like the casual sort of clothing today.
Yeah,
Right.
it seems a bit stupid now. I'm not wearing any dark clothing whatsoever. How'd you get yours?
Christian said he doesn't have a stage name except for his real name. So mine came about because a friend from uni suggested it, mainly because of my full name, which is Oliver Lees Jones, and then Ozzy J basically was like that, but condensed. But it sounds a bit Ozzy Osbourne-ish, so it works.
That, but cooler.
Crazy Train.
Sounds like a rock star. Yeah, that's great. I love it. So, do you want to... So, whereabouts are we all from?
Going down the line.
I'm as far away from here as possible. I'm up in Harrogate in North Yorkshire.
Oh, my God.
Bloody hell.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours away from me.
Do you still live there? Or
I live
or?
there when I'm not doing uni.
Oh, okay.
I live in Manchester, like down near Fallowfield when I'm
Oh,
doing
right,
uni.
okay. Nice.
I'm from Oldham, so it's like Greater Manchester, but like I've studied in Manchester, so I've kind of lived in the city centre a little bit. Like I've just spent that much time.
Oh, okay.
I live like close to Reese, like sort of Manchester area.
Okay.
Originally I'm from Cheshire, but I've lived in Manchester for like 3 years, and soon enough I'm gonna fully move.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm from Stockport, literally anywhere you can think in Stockport. I've lived in it.
Nice.
Yeah,
moving
I
everywhere.
won't say I'm from Manchester, 'cause I don't want to start that debate on your podcast.
Stockport gypsy.
I wouldn't have a clue, I'm not going to lie. You can start it. I'll just agree with you. It's fine.
Oh, no, it's too much subject.
Okay, we'll avoid that. So, how did we all meet? Is it through uni?
Well, Ollie and Reese knew each other, I think, first, but I met Reese back when I did my first year. Do you remember, like, it was me, you, and another guy?
Oh yeah, we had another band at the time.
Yeah. Well, oh god, that was a questionable band.
Oh,
it didn't last long. I don't think we had a single original.
No, I
we were
mean,
just
we
doing
just
covers.
started off covers, didn't we? And then it didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, we did a 24-hour. Well, 24-hour. It didn't last 24 hours, but we basically rented out Pirate Studios for 24 hours, and yeah, I think most of us left at night. Like at
Yeah,
4
that was
o'clock in the
quite
morning.
funny.
What was the purpose of renting it for 24 hours?
It was your idea, actually.
I don't know. You're asking like a few years back. Like I just thought, oh, we'll just have a night.
I mean,
there for a while.
you did get in a fight with a bin as well.
Sounds thrilling.
Yeah, there was some drinking going on. That's all I'm saying.
It was basically just like a 24-hour stash.
Yeah,
You're just ratting me out at this
It was 24 hours. It lasted 6, maybe 7.
Gave up quite early.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. We were there for about 8 hours, but I'm pretty sure we did music for about 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
Because we went,
So it's like a
we
real
went
rock
and walked
band?
around
It's
it,
like a
and we
real
went
rock
to
band,
Spa.
that, yeah.
We went to Spa, and I think after that we just all fell asleep, and some of us left.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how I met this guy.
Know each other from like BIM. So
Oh, okay.
Basically,
Yeah.
like with all of it, it's like we all met each other at different times. So with the band actually forming, it was like Reese and Ollie's baby. Like
Yeah.
they wanted this 80s glam band, and then they knew Christian already, so they were like, "Hey, come be a bassist." And I was
Yeah.
like, but then me and James, it was pure,
We ended late.
Yeah.
we were purely coincidental because you lot had already been playing for like what, a year and a half, and then I just heard them, like Reese and Ollie, playing something in the common room once, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds sick!" Like,
Yeah.
I love that. And they were like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm a singer." And they were like, "Right, we have just opened up for a singer."
for so long as well.
Yeah, so then that was about a year and a half ago, and then that's how that started. And then with James, it was pretty much the same. We had an open slot for a drummer, and he just saw us once and
He
was
walked
like, "Let
in
me play."
rehearsal.
Funny, I was
actually.
doing resits for uni, and I saw Ollie getting stuff from the estates room, and I just waved at him, and then I saw Reese coming. I was like, "Oh, hey, Reese." So he brought me in and was like, without anything else, he just said, "James, do you fancy being a drummer?" I was like, "Huh?" It's like, for how long is it? Is it for this session?
It's like, just hop on the
kind of
kit.
kind of like a permanent thing. I was like, I'm doing resits, but I'll finish them real quick, and then I just kind of and then it kind
We
of
do these
started
and then
from there.
these exams and then
Yeah, luckily I was just like finally uploading it, so I was just thought, you know what, why not?
Nice.
And then
You've not
it
looked
turned
back.
out to be this.
Nice. So how did we all get into music then?
Right, seeing as we're all quiet, I'll just very quickly start off. I'm like a baby made from music, as people tell me. like my mum always tells me when I was 6 months old, I had my own playlist on the TV on like our Virgin Media, and at like 6 months old, I used to just fucking go downstairs and like put it on immediately because I just loved it. And yeah, I've never known anything but music. It's just
Were your parents musical?
oh yeah, like my dad used to be a DJ in Sheffield, and like he did it for like a year before he moved on to his next hobby of like fishing or golfing or whatever he was doing. But then yeah, like my mum, she loved to like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Placebo, and she used to be dead into like a rocker stuff, so it was it just all worked out. It was mint.
Nice.
I guess I'll go. Like when I was younger, I always had like a decent sense of rhythm, and I can't remember what time it usually was on, but we watched a thing called Jules Holland, like me and my family, and I always used to like drum along to it. And I'm pretty sure it annoyed my dad because at one point he took away the thing that I used to drum on. But like that's kind of what started my love for drumming. And then I think it was year 3, I was saying I want to learn drums, and my mum was just like. But my dad sneakily. I think my mum had a few words with him after, but like my dad started getting me drum lessons at my primary school, and then at 10 years old I got my drum kit, and I kind of deafened like the whole house down.
Typical drummer.
Well, the thing is, I didn't really know how to play drums. I just hit everything as loud as hard as possible.
That's a dangerous thing to get a 10-year-old. Like
It was a
you
full-size
just-
drum kit as
Yeah,
well.
you just know that is a recipe for.
Yeah, I mean, I've like the cymbals that I
Sleepy
had
slates.
that came with it. They're dented like hilariously. So yeah, that was kind of a thing that my mum didn't enjoy, but she just kind of got used to it at the time. So
She likes it now, I assume.
She doesn't like it when I'm playing by myself.
Oh,
But she likes it when I'm playing with people.
okay.
I guess I can go then. So I have been like into music since I was very little. I'd say it's my parents that got me up on it, especially like my dad. So when I used to like drive to footy, I used to put like albums on in the car. So first it was Bruce Springsteen, which I didn't particularly like. Then it was the Cult album called Sonic Temple. I still listen to that album. It's class. Then Guns N' Roses, like, which are my favourite band. But I used to do lessons in primary. I did lessons in secondary, and then I went college and uni for music. So I guess it's just been my whole life.
Yeah.
But what got me into guitar specifically, I think, was listening to the Final Countdown solo and the Beat It solo on the radio. It just made me imagine myself like, that's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I am doing.
Have you learned it yet?
I actually have learnt both. Like, this was a few years ago. I learnt both, and I was absolutely buzzing. I was just like, it was so nostalgic.
Nice.
Okay. Basically, several of us here, I was basically raised on rock music, even before I knew what rock was. I think the first thing I'd ever heard was Joan Jett. Although my dad was into a lot like heavier stuff like Def Leppard and AC/DC and that, which I think I mainly got into that when I was like 12. Backtracking, I started like playing music myself when I was like 5, when I started doing piano.
Oh wow, yeah.
I played the cello at one point as well, but then when things really started to move for me, it was when I picked up the guitar when I was, I think I was 13 at the time. After I had heard a load of AC/DC and was starting to really get into it, I basically learnt a lot of their stuff, and then it basically went from there.
Nice. Nice.
Started getting into bass when I was like 13. Cause I got into it because I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. So,
Alright. Yeah.
yeah, then I got a bass for my 13th birthday and just played.
Nice. Nice. So, you all seem to have quite similar tastes in music. Is this where the kind of inspiration comes from for your own music?
Because I think it's quite a unique taste for guys your age.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess with me and Ollie starting the band and having practically identical music, like all the bands you just listed before are like my favourite. Like, I have a Def Leppard patch jacket. I love Def Leppard. But we like had a very like specific direction for the band. We wanted this glam rock band, and then obviously Christian's like got similar music taste as well. So I guess it went from there. But having Ellen James was really good because like at the time me and Ollie were so focused in going in that specific direction, whereas now we have a bit more influence, I think. Like, I would say.
Yeah, because like when they told me, oh yeah, we play glam metal, I was like, oh no. Oh no. It's the one genre of rock I don't listen to, so I was like, this is like I'm gonna be like in a foreign land for me, but it's worked out mint. I'd say now people always say you're more of a hard rock band, like we're more like 80s hard rock. We've only
very happy with that.
Yeah.
Buzzing.
Yeah, we got compared to Guns N' Roses, and that's the one comparison we've ever had. So since then we've
I mean, it's a good comparison to have, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. It was weird for me because I never really like until like maybe 3 years ago, I never really listened to 80s rock. I was all more into like punk rock. I'm technically still in that era, but like I've obviously changed a bit more when like I've listened to a lot of like Led Zeppelin and AC/DC. What are you wanting to say?
We're converting your soul.
Well, I mean, like you've already done that because I've got a mullet now. I never had a mullet before.
Is it the 70s? We'll get into the 80s next.
Yeah.
We love a mullet. We love a mullet on this podcast.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I was kind of, as he said, converted me. But like beforehand, I was just like in like I was like in the Simple Plan areas. Like just emo punk rock. I'm still kind of in the emo phase, but
oh yeah, I was gonna say, don't try and say you've come out of that.
I'm not, well, that's why I didn't. So
Nothing wrong with that. We like a bit of diversity. It's fine.
It just stuck and never left.
So in terms of like writing, how is that? How does that process go with you guys?
Well, Unsurprisingly, Elle writes the lyrics.
Right.
James, you've written some as well, though.
Yeah, I like. We've got 2 songs called "Why Can't This Be Love" and "Good Girl." And admittedly, I think it was Reese who wrote the chorus to "Good Girl," but I did the verses for it. And "Why Can't This Be Love," which was kind of my song that I brought in for it was kind of a Level 4 Part 2. I kind of just wrote off what I knew of what I felt in the past and kind of mashed it into that. So,
Nice. So do you bring the lyrics to them, and then everybody else, you sort of build the sound around the lyrics?
Yeah, well, especially with "Why Can't This Be Love," that was kind of just one that we kind of did already, because "Good Girl" was one that these 3 had already had, but they just didn't have the lyrics for the verse of it.
Reese had, but then he lost it.
Shock horror.
So essentially, me and Ollie have like a massive catalogue of stuff we'd worked on Logic.
Yeah.
And we had a few songs with lyrics ready. So I guess the lyrics, mainly Elle's written quite a lot of the lyrics. I've done a bit of writing. Ollie's helped with some writing. James has obviously wrote what he said. So I guess it's just a mix. Like, it purely depends on the song.
Yeah. So where does the inspiration come from for the lyrics then?
Oh God. well, well, I do my own solo stuff, and I've always written based off experience. Like, I've never done anything else. So with this, I just wanted to take like a completely different path with it and be like, right, let's be so honest. This depressing emo stuff I'm writing in my own time does not fit 80s glam rock. So I just you kind of think of stories in your head. That's what I do with this band, is like I'll sit there and I'll listen to the riff and I'll be like, right, what sort of vibe is this giving off? And then I'll just make a full story in my head and then try and kind of just write that out pretty much.
Okay, so do you write the lyrics based off the music then, so they might come to you with...
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it because we've got, like Reese said, we've got a whole mix. Like some Christian started just with a bass line, other ones it's Reese, he writes a riff and then we write lyrics off the back of that. But then other times we'll like bring our own songs to the band, or like full lyric ideas, and then just go off that. So
Nice. So in terms of like have you done playing live? What's your favourite venue that you've played so far?
I'd say for me, sound-wise, it would probably be the Blossoms, because the sound's always been really good there. But like when it comes to audience interaction, I think it's going to be Grand Central, because that was when, like, for example, with one of our songs, Headline, we have the crowd join in, and the crowd really joined in with that one. Especially, like, they do it in other ones, but especially at that Grand Central gig, like, I think that was probably the best experience, like, with the audience interaction, for me at least.
They're really pushing that venue now as well, aren't they? There's like a rock venue. It's like
In Liverpool?
No, Manchester.
Oh, because
Yeah.
there's a Grand Central in
It
Liverpool
is.
as well.
Yeah.
I've not been. I don't know whether I've been to one in Manchester.
No, I haven't. But yeah, they're really pushing it as an alternative sort of rock venue.
Yeah.
So you guys fit perfect.
yeah.
Well, they just had a massive redo on it as well.
They have.
So it's looking really good now.
All right, cool.
And we're awaiting to hopefully play there back end of this year. Now
Yeah.
they've done it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool venue. I'd say it's probably my favourite next to Blossoms, because that one's quite cool. I just like the room in there.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
What about you?
It's like someone's sitting room.
Yeah.
I think Grand Central's the best one.
Grand Central, yeah.
I'd say for the general vibe of the place, Grand Central is also my favourite as well. Talking about like the actual venue though, I think no one else has mentioned this, but I think this probably one of the bigger spaces we've played to was Lock 91. We've played there. How many times have we done that now? Is it like
God,
three?
three or four.
3 or 4?
It's been a lot.
We've played there a lot.
Yeah.
That's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's a lot of stairs.
It's nice. It's nice
There
and
is
easy
a lot
to
of
get
stairs.
Well, yeah, it
So
is.
many
Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I kind of think there's a sound issue in that place as well, because if you look at how the room is
curved in.
it's
Yeah.
curved, so things have got to be bouncing off left, right, and centre. Like, it must be a sound engineer's nightmare.
We had
yeah.
another band on Midnight Swim and they complained about the sound on the stairs.
It hurts. Yeah.
It's an issue. These stairs. Just don't go out together.
Like the reverb's stupid. Like, I had no reverb on my amp, and it still sounded like my reverb was on like 9.
It must be the shape of the
Yeah.
room. Then, I
Yeah,
guess,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll give late answer. I would actually say vibe-wise, the first time we played Blossoms, I don't like. Since then, nothing's really like compared to it.
Yeah.
Just that, because I think we played so tight that day as well that we were all just feeling like, oh my god, like this is it.
That was the first time we did a longer set as well. Wasn't
Yeah.
It was 40 minutes.
Yeah, but I'd say with the space, yeah, I'm with Ollie. The stage at Lock 91, I don't think you can beat it, but that's just because of the size of it. Like,
Yeah.
especially as someone like I love jumping around when I'm performing, so it's like you need all the space you
Need
can
the
to just
space.
like
Plus, there's
headbang.
5 of you, so you need space anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, going back to touching on songwriting again, how do you, when you're writing, do you kind of have like performing live in your head when you're writing?
Well, when we and when we've eventually gotten a song written, we always like try and perform it like during rehearsal session, like maybe like a day or two before the gig.
Yeah.
Like if we have a rehearsal room booked by then. But like maybe for me, like performing is a bit different because I'm sat still most of the time.
Yeah.
So I like if it's an angry song, like I'll usually bang my head a bit more,
Yeah.
or hit the drums a bit harder. But like, I guess like when it comes to performing, I can't really do much apart from that. So
Yeah.
I think we kind of do it after with the performing. Like, we have one of our songs called Headline, and we made a specific part for live. Like, it's got a massive drum solo at the start.
Yeah.
And we're not really like sure whether we're going to do this in the studio because it's such like a out there thing. So we might have it a bit different, but at least for live, like that's something we just come up with as a live idea.
Yeah.
It's like it needs this.
Yeah, sometimes hard to capture the energy as well, isn't it? In the
Yeah.
studio that you'll get when you're live.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that like that extra in live performances, because then like, you know, fans will come to see you and they're getting even more from going to the gigs. So I think it's something that a lot of bands should really be doing, you know,
Yeah.
adding to the, you know, making it more of a spectacle. So yeah.
We've got the Devil Child thing as well. Do you remember that?
Devil
You put like
Child.
this little.
So we've got a song and it's got like my guitar intro at the start, and again it's like I'll take like I normally improvise it because I think like it's one of them things that you can get away with and it sounds good. I've got a specific like tone for it as well for this intro, but yeah, it's like specific live.
Yeah.
I won't play it like that in the studio, I don't think.
So when you're in the studio, who do you record with?
we've only recorded one song so far. What was his name?
Matthew Fisher.
Matt Fisher.
He's the sound engineer for the K's, but he's quite a good producer. We heard about him from a uni band that we know. So it was, and actually the K's manager also teaches at BIM where we all went. So
Yeah.
it was like a full circle moment of like, oh shit.
I think I've met both of those people.
Yeah, the K is quite big at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing really well.
Doing really
Doing
well.
mint.
Yeah. How do you find recording?
Well.
Oh no, this scene.
there might be a few fights here. But no, like for like the way we did it, it was me and Christian first, like just doing the bass and the drums at the same time. I think the main problem was it was weird without hearing the lyrics for me. I don't know if it was different for you, but like. Yeah, well, there we go. I'm just awful then.
It's just you. Just you.
You had a track in the background, you could hear the...
I couldn't hear the track at all. But yeah, like when we were performing it or doing it during the session, like whenever I play, I usually like use the lyrics as like a way to go through different parts. And I also despise playing with a click track
Yeah.
because I.
Isn't that most,
Sorry,
most
no, I
drummers, isn't
wasn't.
it?
just
I
hear a
wasn't
sigh off to
interrupting you.
my
I was just
left.
making a sign.
Yeah, but it's just because like when I play with a click track, I start thinking about that instead of just playing the song how I know it.
Yeah. Get
But
two
yeah,
in your
like,
head.
it only took us like what 3 or 4 run throughs.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't too long a session.
God for
It was-
comping.
And you,
I'm going to get rinsed. Before everyone rinsed. Right, So I do like a lot of stuff. Obviously, I mentioned with me and Ollie doing stuff on Logic. So I guess like playing to a click track was not an issue because I already went through all that frustration when we recorded stuff.
Yeah.
So that bit wasn't bad.
Yeah, we've been through that before.
For me, it was more the time management because I had a bunch of shit that I literally thought of the day before and wanted to add in. There was a bit at the end. I was having like a brainstorm and I was just like, how am I going to get this all in? And then recording my guitar solo was painful.
How many times?
Go on, how many takes, Reese? How many takes? You one take wonder.
I didn't want to do any comping, no comping, because I was like, I want it to be one smooth run through. All right.
That didn't last.
Did
By
go
the way.
well. 10 takes later, nope. I think it must have been about 40.
No, it was
And it just took
genuinely.
ages. All of them were like, what the hell are you doing? Right, enough's enough. And then when I got the final take, I was like, no, I'm doing another 10.
it got to the point where, like, I'm pretty sure Matt just left the part where solo's on. He just put it on
Yeah,
loop.
looped it.
And I think he went to go do something, and like when he came back, Reese was still doing it. Like honestly, me and Elle especially, we were just like, I've heard this too many times, and it sounds exactly the same every time.
The relief though,
perfectionist.
the relief when I got the take, I knew it. Like I was so far in, I was really getting peed off, and then I got the take, and I literally just jumped up in the air. I was like,
But then you still didn't like it properly at the end.
I had a re-listen, was like, oh shit. I had another re-listen, was like, no, that's fine, right? I can't do this again.
No, he just looked at Elle glaring at him.
I was getting dirty.
Yeah, the take for us was like the 10th take, and then he was like, nah.
They do another 30. Ollie's solo went a lot smoother.
Yeah, it did. The whole thing, I was a little bit nervous at the beginning because I was like, is this going to sound all right with this setup and that? Because obviously the amp I was using was a bit different to what I normally use because it was a lot bigger. No, it was... yeah, it was actually, yeah.
Was it Bandit?
No, yours was the Marshall. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous at the beginning, but then... once I got in there, it was absolutely fine. I mean, I have been in the studio before with my old band, but that was not nearly as much of a serious vibe, you know. This one definitely was, but the sound was like so much better.
Okay.
And also, my solo didn't take as long.
Plus, you didn't
I
take
think it took 5 takes.
Yeah, I took all the takes.
Yeah,
It
it took 5 all around that, and then so at one point I looked into the control room when I got the take, and Reese was like, "Yes."
I was just there making like hand signals like out the window. And then he got the one. I was like,
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, I've got more time
yeah,
for
you don't
mine
get
now.
the fuck.
I remember that.
If we're talking about times, 3 hours, maybe an hour.
Then.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, right.
You almost got away with it.
I know, I'm away with the
You just went
fairies.
in there, sung and job done.
But yeah, I can honestly say it was the like simplest experience for me because I've only been in the studio once, and that was when I was 10, and it was to record a cute little cover of "Can't Help Falling in Love with You," because that was when I first started really getting into my singing. So I kind of knew what to expect of like they're gonna mess around with what you're doing. You can't expect to have the perfect take, and but I wasn't used to layering vocals, so it was a bit mad. Like I've sang it once and then I expected a double vocal, and then he was like, right, and I'll sing it again, and it's going on, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Is that just to get different pitches and stuff, like different? What's
Yeah,
it
just
called?
to pad it out a bit. Really.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because everything I've seen with layering, it's a mixture of, you have a few different takes to work with, so if obviously in one bit the note goes a bit bummy and it's good in another, they can chuck that in, but then also in the chorus, like when we finally release it next month,
6th of September, midnight?
Yeah,
6th of September, bookmark that.
but you can definitely hear it in the mix. Like you can hear that it's an isolated vocal, and it sounds like it's just me shouting in a room for the verse. But then once you get to the chorus, it sounds so full, and you can tell that it's like several tracks at the same time, which
especially
is
with our
cool.
last chorus, because we've added obviously like with my backing vocals, but we also added those different like oohs and ahs now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which, that was kind of just a thing we weren't even planning on doing it, but Matt just gave us the idea
Yeah.
and we made it work with it.
Yeah.
So.
Matt was really good with that. He gave us like a few suggestions
Yeah.
that I wouldn't have even thought of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up Matthew Fisher. That's basically what we're saying. If you
Yeah.
Big up the fish.
Hey, yeah, definitely. So speaking of recording and new singles, you've got a debut single coming out very
do.
soon. Was it 6th of September? I just
6th of
heard?
Yes.
September, midnight.
September.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you've got
Amazing.
It is.
On My Knees.
Yeah, this was originally your song, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, because it was one. Was it a riff that you came up with?
Yeah, so it was the verse riff, and then you started writing it, and I think you actually wrote the chorus first, and
Full song on the day of our
yeah, and then I was just like, alright, it needs some chords for the chorus. Got the like nice chord progression. It is a very nice chord progression. It's very simple, but it's
Looking
very
forward
nice.
to hearing
Basic,
it.
but it's a really good one. Sometimes the best things are basic.
And then yeah, from there we just figured out other parts of the song, and it came together. And then I guess recording it in the studio, we got like that last bit out of the song that was there that we wouldn't have thought of. So again, big up Matthew Fisher for that.
It's always good having a producer because sometimes they're good, aren't they? They just,
Yeah, and now it's just like I don't think you could add anything to the song to make it better. I think it is the final product. And
Yeah.
can't
And
wait.
everyone's happy with it.
yeah. I mean, I can't really say
Everyone's
much
happy
because
with
I wasn't actually part of the band when they made the song, so technically I wasn't there.
but you're
for
on the
that.
recording.
Yeah, I'm on the
Okay,
recording.
well, that's
I better be.
Nah, your drum part sounded fantastic.
Yeah.
On it.
So
Really good.
what's the song called again?
My
Ooh,
Knees.
jeez.
I'd say it's like James did come in just after, but I'd say it's kind of like Our Baby because it was my first song with the band, and it was the first kind of like songwriting session of let's get down to it. And it was just meant. It was meant just like because I always wanted to be in a band, and my parents had always said you need a rock band. So it was meant just like being in that session and just like brainstorming. And,
Yeah.
it was-
What's it about?
So, obviously, there's like the big gold digger. People always say, "Oh, the girl's a gold digger." Da da da. And I wanted to kind of make it like a twisted sort of thing of like she hates this rich guy. Like she thinks he's so poncy and he's all that, but she just can't help but give in. That was kind of the story for it. Is like you want to hate this guy because he's so flashy, but you just can't help it. And
Where did the inspiration for that come from?
again, it was literally just I went right. I cannot write from my own experience.
Yeah,
It was so sad. So then again, it was like it just started playing the riff, and I was like, right, I'm getting like gold digger vibes.
Yeah.
But what do I?
I love that.
So spontaneous.
I'm getting gold
I
digger
thought it was because
vibes.
of the
That's
guitar it was
amazing.
demoed on.
I'm very
I mean, it was
intrigued.
so spontaneous, wasn't it? I mean, I'm just there like playing it away, and you were just like right.
Wait, so are you?
Started gradually singing bits and more, and then we got the first recording of it, and then now we're gonna be releasing it. So.
Wait, so you saying Reese was a gold digger, or
I'm a gold digger guy.
Well, you never know. It could be.
you never know?
Hey, right
You
into
never
that
know.
100 million World Cup.
And also, because like I said, like I'd never really written in glam metal before, so I'd done a bit of like listening, like what do they write about sex?
That's it.
I was like, the whole thing is just like sexual, like like it is. It's just so.
It's very Kiss vibes.
So that's what I thought. I was like, how do we make gold digger but sexy? And that's what I kind of
mean,
came out with.
I can't wait to hear this. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you'll make sure you like Reese's solo because otherwise he'll cry.
I'm gonna have to now.
100 takes were for nothing.
I'm gonna be like, you should have used the other take. Sorry, you picked the wrong one.
See, I'm just dreading the next time we do another recording session and he's got another solo to do. I'm just dreading that.
If I actually get hate for that song, you'll see it in the news. Man goes on wrecking spree.
Yeah.
Manchester Arndale.
Reese, maybe I wouldn't recommend that, all right? I wouldn't recommend that, okay?
So, I've got some questions for you.
Oh.
If you were to support any artist, singer, band, dead or alive, whoever, who would it be? And I want one from each of you.
Right. This one's gonna set some time. I mean, my favourite band's Guns N' Roses. Would I want to open up from though? Because Axl Rose was always late to gigs, so you might have an angry crowd.
Well, that's perfect for you because you're usually late.
Reliable. Maybe
That
Foo
would just
Fighters.
mean that you would end up headlining the gig if they were too late on.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses.
Mate, I'd be terrified. People are waiting for Guns N' Roses and they say "Sweet Honey, come on" headline. I was like, wait, what?
Oh god.
Okay, so we've got
Rob their fan base.
yeah.
Well, since you went Foo Fighters, that's the answer I was gonna do. But since like I've always liked their style of music, I guess I'll go for like the old school Nirvana because I had Dave
Nirvana?
Grohl in it, and he's one of my
Yeah.
favourite artists, drummers, and all
answer.
that.
Good
So
Yeah.
I'd probably go Nirvana. You still need some time to think.
Probably like Jane's Addiction or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Where do I start?
I don't really know where to begin with this. I think
Just one.
just like yeah. I'm only going to mention one. It's fine.
Just go with a shopping list.
Well, no, I had two in mind, but
We'll let
I'd
you have
say
two.
it's like if it doesn't have to be bands that if you can include bands that aren't necessarily going anymore, I'd probably say Cinderella. It's
Okay.
very like 80s glam rock sort of style. Like even like, for example, our song "On My Knees." Before that one got its name, I always used to name it "Shake Me 2.0" after the Cinderella song because it's very similar to that in quite a few ways.
Okay.
So they're a big influence on the ideas that I brought into "On My Knees" because my role was mainly in the production on that
Okay.
song.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of influences there for that.
I
Okay.
don't think we'll have Cinderella ever again.
Only time you'll ever hear it.
Yeah.
That is a unique answer. I like it.
I'm about to be the biggest pain. 'Cause I don't listen to like any 80s. I'm more like new metal, so it's I'm trying to think. But I'd say the closest that I've ever heard that I think we'd work with support, not to just like throw out a random thing. I listened to a little bit of this band called Fit for Rivals, and I take so much inspiration from like the lead singer's voice. Like I think she sounds absolutely mint. So it's like it'd be cool to just like play along with people that kind of have our vibe but a bit heavier. So we're kind of like
Yeah.
we're going heavy, but you've got more to go.
Yeah. I like
with
that.
a
I like
build
you've
up.
considered that.
You've
like,
really thought that out.
yeah, you thought that.
I was sat here while they were all giving answers. Like
My plan was pretty good. The main band go, and then we just get to take it over. So I thought mine was pretty good.
That wasn't even your decision.
Because then it could backfire. It's a bit risky, isn't it? Like hostile ground.
I like it. I think great answers there.
Yeah,
I think so. So, if you could curate your own music festival, what would it be called?
Honeyfest.
And who would? Oh,
Honey Festival. It's got to be. Isn't it?
it's got. Like,
We've
it's
already done that
catchy.
once. We've got to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually have done that before as
Yeah, it
well.
was at Blossoms, wasn't it? Hashtag
Yeah,
Honeyfest.
with a band called Spanish Honey.
Yeah.
All the
There was going to
honeys.
be another band which didn't have a honey reference in there, but then they pulled out, so
You
it was
got-
just
you had
us
to
and
ask
Spanish
them.
Honey.
They,
Just add
they
honey
didn't pull out. You
somewhere
just
in
got
the
rid of them.
Spanish Honey, I think, were the ones that originally coined that name because I think they were one of the first ones that called it that, right?
what first ones that called it Spanish
winning.
Honey?
No, one of the
One of
first
us
bands
made the
that
joke.
called that gig Honeyfest.
Oh yeah. So that did actually come about from them because obviously with like when you're playing with other bands, you message before the gigs and stuff,
Yeah.
and they said, "Oh, we can't wait for the Honeyfest," and we were like, "Oh my god!" But then I realised like you've got so many bands with honey in their name. Like you've got like Black Honey, and
Yeah.
I've seen like
Yeah.
Dirty Honey. I think I've seen on a
I've
lineup
listened
before.
to them,
Yeah,
Good them.
yeah. So it's like it genuinely could be a full festival. Like there's that many with honey in the name that we could have a
Going
full
unanimous
lineup.
decision on that then, guys. I think we've all
Yeah, I kind of just jumped in and didn't give anything else.
Okay.
Nah, I'm all right with that one, James. Bang at that, mate.
So we've got our name then. So who'd be the headliners? If we say, should we say like 3 headliners?
It's got to be Sweet Honey, hasn't it?
Apart
we create
from yourselves, if we were to do three ideal headliners, who would be on your festival?
I think I'm gonna put a shout out for Spanish Honey because like especially their newest single, like one of like the best songs I've heard for, like in like modern music. So I'd probably go with Spanish Honey for one of them. Like definitely,
Agreed,
I think they've earned it
actually.
as well. Like,
We're just shameless plugging everyone here. Like,
Go with that.
I'm gonna have a lot of happy people listening to this.
Yeah.
I'd put Dirty Honey on there as well.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, but
have a bit of a heavier
To be
version.
named Honey, but I like that you're sticking with it.
Sticking to
in
it.
fairness, they have some wicked songs. Like I have actually listened to this band, and it's kind of our vibe as well. It's rock as well. So,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm gonna throw that one.
Okay, so we've got Spanish Honey, we've got Dirty Honey.
So one that's preferably not honey.
Got
Got Sweet Honey as
Who
well.
else are we going
One that's
for,
preferably
guys?
not honey.
Ooh. Silence. You've stumped us with this question.
Okay, I've got one.
I was going to say,
Ollie.
Ollie, who are you going to say is our third?
I'd probably say sounds a little bit different in terms of the name. There's a band called White Lightning. They're from like I can't exactly remember where they're from. If it's not Manchester, I think it's Liverpool. But they're
50 miles apart, but it's one of them.
Well, it's kind of close, you know.
Somewhere in the northwest.
Yeah, somewhere in the northwest, I'd say. But I've heard some of their music, and that is like heavy, like 80s style metal. Although they're a really modern band. Plus, literally, their lead guitarist is literally one of my guitar idols as well.
Amazing.
Right, so Spanish Honey, Dirty Honey, and White Lightning, hit us up and we'll sort it out.
Here's that!
Have we got supports as well on this, or?
Yeah, let's do some supports.
Alright, I'm gonna go first. We're gonna give Eddie Boy a ring, Ed Sheeran. We'll get him on. He's gonna bring everyone, and then they're gonna stay for the game. Get him to bring some ladies as well.
Can you
Yeah, let's
imagine?
get Taylor Swift as well, you know.
Taylor Swift supported Ed
Can you imagine
Sheeran
Ed
supported.
Sheeran supporting a band that does heavy like rock stuff?
Hey, we got to have diversity, guys.
Why not?
It's a new age.
Well, if we're having diversity, why not
I'd
stick
be
Coldplay there as well? If we're having diversity.
Get Marvin Gaye in there as well.
Christian, who are you saying?
Just think of a band
Have a laugh with
that you'd want to headline a band with. Oh, right, Metallica. Yeah.
Metallica.
Best festival ever.
I'd go to this festival. Yeah.
just like
Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
Metallica.
Metallica. But they're
Very
only the
diverse.
support.
little college bands.
They're only the support.
Yeah, just
Subverting expectations. That's the point.
you got to be ambitious, you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So, where would it be? Anywhere as well.
Should we just take Glastonbury's Field and stick it there?
Or the Bloodstock Festival.
Sheeran at Bloodstock.
He just wouldn't fit in.
Go on, I'll vote for Bloodstock as well. I'll back Bloodstock.
He just wouldn't
Yeah,
fit
because
in.
that's pretty big for rock and metal.
Yeah, I'll just say Home Apart Life because it's Manchester based, obviously, Heaton Park.
Okay.
Bingley Festival's quite a decent spot to do it as well.
It is.
Yeah.
I like Bingley Festival. It's good.
Download. No, I'm joking.
Download.
Hell yeah, download actually. I didn't think.
Yeah, Donington
Park
Park's
Life.
mint.
I've heard.
Yeah.
We'll have people going around the circuit as well. You get both. You can get a race and a fucking show.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
They're
Oh, yeah.
ambitious.
This
They're
is
ambitious.
amazing. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, have you got any shows coming up yourself?
Do we?
Oh, yes.
Why am I? Okay, fine. Well,
We do.
We have our first headline gig. Like, we've had headline gigs in the past, but this is one where we have a longer set than everyone. At the Pier Hat on the 23rd of August.
In Manchester.
In Manchester, yeah.
Pier
Tickets
Hat.
on our
Pier Hat,
Instagram.
Pier Hat, 31st.
23rd.
I was going to say, is there a 31st? There isn't.
I don't know.
Oh my God. 23rd of August.
Yes.
Pier Hat, Manchester.
So, yeah,
Headline
show up.
gig.
Get
Amazing.
the tickets in.
Free supports as well, so you're not going to be.
Nice. Who's on support?
We have Centrefolds, Gypsy Witch, and one dropped out, so now I'm trying to remember. Poppy Holmes.
Nice.
Glad you remember that
nice.
because I couldn't remember that.
I like it. And do you want to remind us your single, what it's called, when it's out?
On My Knees on September 6th, midnight.
Sounds amazing. Mic drop.
It's not my mic to drop.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. We've really enjoyed having you.
Yeah, thanks for coming down.
Very much looking forward to hearing your single. Cannot wait. Can't wait to hear that guitar solo. I'm skipping to that bit. Just go straight.
We're going to sod all these off.
Skip it to the solo.
Yeah, never mind. Bye.
We'll send you the snippet of it when it's out.
Yeah.
Does anyone have like recordings of him going through it over and over again on the phone?
Yeah. You should have filmed it, get it on like reels or something.
Mate, when I said it was driving us insane, I couldn't have thought
It's going on the promotion this. Behind the scenes.
Well, thank you so much. And you are welcome back on anytime.
Yeah,
Cheers. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much
For that.
Bye.